Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The late afternoon sun filtered through the half-closed blinds, casting slanted stripes across the living room floor. I lean against the kitchen counter, nursing a lukewarm cup of coffee, my mind wandering aimlessly. The soft hum of the refrigerator is the only sound in the otherwise quiet house. I can hear the faint sound of my neighbor, Clara, chatting with someone outside. Her laughter carries through the open window, light and carefree, but something about it prickles at my senses. Clara and I have been neighbors for years. She's a friendly woman, always quick to lend a hand. But today, her laughter feels out of place. I set my cup down, the ceramic clinking against the countertop, and walk toward the window. I pull the curtain aside slightly, trying to catch a glimpse of the commotion. What I see makes my heart race. There's her husband, Tom, standing outside my door, tools in hand, looking casual and relaxed as he talks animatedly with Clara. I frown, recalling the last few weeks. Tom has been coming over more often than usual. Each time, he says it's to help with repairs I haven't requested. The truth is, I haven't needed any help. I'm perfectly capable of fixing a leaky faucet or hanging a shelf. I step back, shaking my head, trying to brush off the feeling of unease. But as the afternoon drifts on, the feeling festers. When Tom leaves, I decide to walk over and talk to Clara. I need to understand what's going on. As I knock on Clara's door, my heart thumps with anxiety. She opens it, her smile warm but with an edge of surprise. "Hey there. What's up?" "Hey, Clara. I notice Tom's been over a lot lately. I hope he's not bothering you." I ask, forcing a casual tone. "Oh, not at all. He loves helping out," she replies, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "I think he just enjoys being the handy man in the neighborhood. You know how he is." I nod, but the tension in my chest tightens. "I just wanted to make sure everything's okay." "Of course. Just neighborhood camaraderie," she laughs, but her eyes dart away, a flicker of something I can't place crossing her face. "Right." I turn to leave, but as I do, a shadow of doubt creeps in. What if Tom is up to something more than just fixing things? I shake my head, trying to dispel the paranoia. Later that evening, I return home, the nagging feeling still clinging to me. The house is eerily quiet, and as I step inside, a strange sense of foreboding washes over me. I walk through the living room and pause outside the bedroom door. Sounds drift through the slightly ajar door, soft gasps and the creaking of bed springs. My breath catches in my throat. I push the door open slowly, the hinges creaking softly. What I see hits me like a punch to the gut. There, in my bed, is my wife, Sarah, completely naked, entwined with Tom. My heart races, a whirlwind of disbelief and anger flooding my senses. They don't notice me at first, but when they do, their expressions morph from bliss to horror. "Jake!" Sarah gasps, scrambling to cover herself, but it's too late. The betrayal is naked and raw before me, more revealing than any act they could perform. My world spins as anger ignites within me. What the hell is going on here? I shout, my voice shaking with rage. "Jake, I can explain," Sarah stammers, her face pale. "Explain?" I interrupt, feeling the heat of betrayal wash over me. "What's there to explain? You're in our bed with my neighbor." Tom, still partially clothed, looks frozen in place, guilt washing over his features. "I didn't mean for this to happen, man. I thought." "Thought what?" I cut him off, taking a step closer, fists clenched at my sides. "That I wouldn't find out. That this was some sort of joke." Sarah tries to get out of bed, but her movements are awkward, desperate. "Jake, please, let's talk about this." "Talk?" I scoff, fury bubbling over. What is there to talk about? You've been lying to me. Both of you. As the reality sinks in, I feel an icy calm wash over me. This isn't just betrayal, it's a declaration of war. I turn on my heel, storming out of the room. The front door slams behind me, echoing the tumult in my heart. I need a plan, a way to turn this back on them. They've shattered my trust, and now I'll make sure they regret it. Days pass, and I can barely function. The images of betrayal replay in my mind, but rather than wallowing in despair, anger becomes my fuel. I start crafting a plan for revenge, meticulously plotting how to dismantle the life Sarah and Tom have built around their deceit. I watch them from a distance, gathering information, searching for vulnerabilities. They think they've gotten away with it, but I'm just getting started. My heart may be broken, but my resolve is stronger than ever. I won't just walk away, I'll make sure they know the cost of their betrayal. With each passing moment, I feel the pieces falling into place. This isn't just about revenge, it's about reclaiming my life and taking back the power they've stolen. The divorce will be just the beginning, and they'll soon learn that actions have consequences. I'm ready to unleash my plan, and nothing will stop me. The morning light breaks through the clouds, casting a pale glow over my kitchen as I stand by the window, watching the world go by. The house feels emptier than ever, the silence echoing the hollowness in my chest. I take a deep breath, trying to steady myself. Today, I won't let the hurt consume me, today is about action. I can hear Clara's laughter again, and I wonder if she knows what her husband is up to. The thought twists in my gut. It's time to confront her, to extract information that might help my plan unfold. I grab my jacket and step outside, forcing my heart to calm as I walk toward their house. As I approach, I notice Clara gardening, kneeling by a patch of vibrant flowers. She looks up and greets me with a bright smile. "Hey, Jake. Beautiful day, isn't it?" "Yeah, it is," I reply, my voice steady despite the turmoil beneath the surface. "Can we talk for a moment?" "Sure. What's on your mind?" She wipes her hands on her shorts, the casual demeanor masking the tension I feel brewing. I hesitate, trying to gauge her reaction. "It's about Tom. I've noticed he's been over a lot lately, and I think he might be spending more time with me than he should." Clara's expression falters for just a moment before she recovers. "Oh, he loves helping people out. You know how he is," she insists, but there's a flicker of uncertainty in her eyes. "Yeah, but I'm starting to wonder if it's more than just being neighborly," I push, keeping my voice casual, masking the tension coiling within me. "I just want to make sure everything's okay. He's been acting a little off lately." Her brow furrows, and she glances toward their house, then back at me. "Off? How so?" I lean in slightly, lowering my voice. "He's been visiting at odd hours. I just have a bad feeling about it, you know. Like he's hiding something." Clara's expression shifts, uncertainty creeping into her features. "Tom wouldn't do anything to hurt anyone." "You must be mistaken," she says, but her voice lacks conviction. "Maybe I am. But if you notice anything unusual, please let me know," I say, stepping back, watching her closely. I need her to believe that I'm simply concerned, not suspicious. "Of course, Jake," she replies, though I can see the doubt flickering in her eyes. As I walk back home, I formulate my next steps. I need to dig deeper, to find evidence of their betrayal. The afternoon stretches out before me like an empty canvas, and I decide to set my plan in motion. I spend the next few days observing them, taking notes on their routines, their comings and goings. I even enlist a few friends to help, carefully orchestrating situations where they might inadvertently reveal more than they intend. Each detail I gather fuels the fire of my resolve. Then, one evening, as I'm setting up my surveillance equipment, hidden cameras and microphones. My phone buzzes with a text from a friend. Saw Tom at the bar with some woman. Looked cozy. You should check it out. My heart races as I grab my keys and head out the door. The bar isn't far, and I drive there with a mix of dread and anticipation. As I pull into the parking lot, my eyes scan for Tom's car. I spot it almost immediately, parked under a flickering streetlight. Inside the bar, the air is thick with laughter and music. I make my way to the back, where I find a seat that gives me a clear view of Tom. He's at a corner table, laughing loudly, and there's a woman with him, one I've never seen before. Her hand brushes against his arm, and the sight makes my stomach churn. I take a deep breath, steeling myself. I can't let this slide. I reach for my phone and snap a few pictures, ensuring I capture every moment. Their laughter mingles with the noise of the bar, a mocking soundtrack to my growing anger. I decide to approach them, my heart pounding with adrenaline. As I walk closer, Tom glances up, and for a moment, our eyes lock. His expression shifts from amusement to recognition, and I can almost see the gears turning in his head as he tries to comprehend why I'm here. Jake! What a surprise, he says, his voice laced with a nervous edge. Yeah, thought I'd come see what you've been up to, I reply, keeping my tone light, masking the venom that simmers just beneath the surface. I turn my gaze to the woman beside him. And who's this? This is, Lisa. A friend, Tom stammers, his eyes darting between me and her. Nice to meet you, Lisa, I say, forcing a smile. You know, I've been meaning to talk to Tom about some neighborhood issues. Tom's eyes widen, and I can tell he's on edge. Oh, right. We can do that later, can't we, Jake? Sure, later sounds great, I reply, my voice smooth. But it seems like you've been pretty busy tonight. The tension in the air thickens as Lisa shifts uncomfortably, sensing the growing conflict. I should probably go, she mumbles, quickly standing up. Yeah, that's a good idea, I say, my eyes never leaving Tom's. You should definitely go. As she leaves, I lean in closer, my voice dropping to a harsh whisper. You think you can just keep coming over to my house while you're messing around with my wife? You think I wouldn't find out? Tom swallows hard, glancing around as if searching for an escape. Jake, listen. No, you listen, I interrupt, my anger boiling over. This isn't just a game. You've crossed a line, and I won't let it slide. Before he can respond, I stand up and walk out, feeling the weight of the confrontation hanging heavily in the air. I have what I need now, a plan is forming in my mind. I get into my car and grip the steering wheel tightly, my thoughts racing. This isn't just about getting revenge, it's about reclaiming my life and making sure they both understand the consequences of their actions. I'm done being the victim. Now, it's time to make them pay. The weight of my recent confrontation with Tom hangs over me like a storm cloud, dark and oppressive. I sit in my car, gripping the steering wheel as I replay the scene in my mind. It's not just anger I feel, it's a burning desire for justice, a need to dismantle the life my wife and Tom have constructed in their betrayal. I take a deep breath, my pulse racing with adrenaline. I drive home, determination coursing through me. The night stretches out before me, an open canvas for my revenge. I know I need to gather more evidence, to build a case against them that will not only expose their affair but also shatter their world. I'm no longer just a heartbroken husband, I'm a man on a mission. As I enter my house, the silence wraps around me like a shroud. I flick on the lights, illuminating the emptiness that now defines my life. I head to my office, where I've set up a makeshift war room, complete with notes, photographs, and a timeline of events. My phone buzzes with notifications, but I ignore them, focused on my task. I pull up social media accounts, looking for any signs of Tom's infidelity. I start scrolling through his posts and pictures, searching for anything that might connect him and Sarah. After a few minutes, I find it, a photo of him and a group of friends at a local bar, taken just a week before. Sarah isn't in the photo, but a woman who looks strikingly similar to her is standing next to him, laughing with her arms around his shoulders. This could work, I murmur to myself, a smile creeping onto my face. I save the image, knowing it could serve as leverage later. As the hours tick by, I dive deeper into my research. I track down the bar where Tom and Lisa hang out, planning my next move. I decide to visit tomorrow evening when they're likely to be there. If I can catch them in the act, it will make my case airtight. The next evening arrives, and I find myself at the bar, nerves tingling with anticipation. I settle into a booth in the corner, ordering a drink and scanning the room. My heart races as I spot Tom and Lisa enter, laughing together, clearly comfortable in each other's presence. I take a sip of my drink, feeling the warmth of alcohol spread through me. This is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I slip out my phone, discreetly recording their interaction while pretending to scroll through social media. "Tom, I can't believe you got away with it for so long," Lisa giggles, leaning into him, her hand playfully brushing against his shoulder. "Yeah, I mean, Jake is oblivious," Tom replies, his laughter mingling with hers, the sound grating on my nerves. He has no idea what's going on right under his nose. I can feel my blood boil as their laughter echoes in my ears. I want to confront them right here, right now, but I know it's not the right time. I need to gather more evidence to make my plans for retribution more impactful. As the evening wears on, I observe their chemistry, their flirtation. It's sickening and painful, a cruel reminder of what I once had with Sarah. My resolve hardens, and I remind myself of the stakes. I need to expose them, not just for me but for all the others who might be victims of their deceit. Suddenly, my phone buzzes with a message from Clara. "Hey, Jake. Just checking in. Is everything okay?" I can't help but smirk, knowing that she's clueless about the truth. I reply quickly, "Yeah, just busy with work." "How's Tom?" Her response is immediate. "He's great. Helping out in the neighborhood. Really wonderful of him." "Wonderful, huh?" I murmur to myself, rolling my eyes. The betrayal runs deeper than I ever imagined. The night drags on, and as Tom and Lisa prepare to leave, I take one last chance. I slip out of my booth and follow them discreetly, my heart pounding with each step. They walk to Tom's car, oblivious to my presence. I pull out my phone and start recording again as they lean in for a kiss, their laughter filling the parking lot. As they pull away, I have what I need. I can't wait to confront Sarah with this evidence. The thought of her reaction fills me with a mix of excitement and dread. I know she'll try to deny it, but I'll have the proof right in front of her. I return home, my heart racing with anticipation. I plug my phone into my laptop and start compiling the evidence. With each photo and video, I can feel the weight of betrayal lifting from my shoulders, replaced by a sense of empowerment. This is my story now, and I'm the one writing the ending. The next morning, I confront Sarah. I'm determined to do this face to face, to see her reaction when I lay everything out before her. As I sit across from her at the breakfast table, I watch her sip her coffee, completely unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface. "Sarah, we need to talk," I say, my voice steady, even as my heart races. She looks up, brow furrowed. "About what?" "About you and Tom," I reply, keeping my gaze locked on hers. Her expression changes instantly, a flash of fear crossing her features. "What do you mean?" "I've seen the pictures, Sarah." "I know everything," I say, pulling my phone from my pocket and placing it on the table. "You and Tom, don't bother denying it." Her eyes widen in shock, and I can almost see the gears turning in her mind as she processes my words. Jake, I can explain. It's not what you think. Not what I think. I interrupt, my anger bubbling to the surface. You're in my bed, with my neighbor. How much more obvious can it get? Please, just let me explain, she pleads, desperation seeping into her voice. Explain what? That you've been cheating on me. I shoot back, feeling the heat rise in my chest. I've got the proof, Sarah. You've shattered my trust, and now I'm going to make sure you and Tom pay for it. As I speak, I watch her face contort with a mix of emotions, fear, guilt, and finally, defiance. You don't have to do this, Jake. We can work it out, she cries, her voice trembling. No, we can't. You made your choice, and now you'll face the consequences, I say firmly. I'm done. The realization hits her like a freight train, and the tears begin to fall. But I feel no sympathy, instead, a sense of satisfaction washes over me. The pieces are finally falling into place. I'll make sure everyone knows what you've done, I add, watching as her face pales. This isn't just about us anymore. You'll understand the weight of your betrayal. With that, I stand up and walk away, leaving her behind to grapple with the reality of her actions. The path ahead is clear, my plan for retribution is taking shape, and nothing will stop me from making them both pay for what they've done. The air in the house feels charged with tension, a silent acknowledgement of the betrayal that has shattered my world. As I walk away from Sarah, my mind races with thoughts of revenge. The moment I confronted her was just the beginning, now it's time to execute my plan and dismantle the lives of the traitors who thought they could get away with their deceit. I head to my office, fueled by adrenaline and a newfound sense of purpose. I sit at my desk and pull up the footage I gathered of Tom and Lisa, replaying their intimate moments over and over. The betrayal is sickening, but it ignites a fire within me. I can't just sit back and let this slide, I need to ensure they understand the weight of their actions. After hours of planning, I decide to call a friend who can help me carry out the next part of my scheme. John has always been reliable, and he has connections that could help me ensure Sarah and Tom face the consequences they deserve. I dial his number, my heart racing as I wait for him to pick up. Hey, Jake. What's up? John, I need your help, I say, my voice low. It's about Tom and Sarah. What happened? They've been having an affair, and I want to make sure they pay for it. I have evidence, but I need your help to expose them. There's a pause on the other end. Are you sure you want to do this? It could get messy. I don't care. They need to feel the consequences of their actions. All right, I'll help. What do you need? I want to set up a situation where they're publicly humiliated, I reply, my mind racing with possibilities. I want everyone to know what they've done. Consider it done, John says, his voice filled with excitement. Let's make this unforgettable. We arrange a plan to expose them at a neighborhood gathering happening in a few days. It'll be the perfect setting, a place where everyone they know will be present. I envision the moment vividly, Sarah's face as she realizes everyone knows, the shame etched into Tom's features. It'll be the reckoning I've been waiting for. The day of the gathering arrives, and the atmosphere is charged with anticipation. I arrive early, setting up the equipment John provided, a projector and a screen. The plan is to present my evidence as a slideshow when everyone gathers for the evening's festivities. I can hardly contain my excitement, knowing that the moment of truth is finally here. As the guests begin to arrive, I spot Clara. She approaches me, her smile bright. Hey, Jake. I'm glad you could make it. Wouldn't miss it, I reply, forcing a smile. You'll want to see what's coming. Really? What do you mean? She tilts her head, curiosity etched on her face. I lean closer, lowering my voice. You'll see soon enough. As more people arrive, I can feel the tension building. I catch sight of Sarah and Tom arriving together, laughter spilling from their lips as they mingle with friends. The sight makes my blood boil, but I push the anger aside. This isn't about them enjoying themselves, it's about exposing their betrayal. When the time finally arrives, I gather everyone's attention. Thank you all for coming. I have something important to share, I announce, a sly smile creeping onto my face. It's about two people in this very room who have been deceiving everyone. I click the remote, and the projector flickers to life, displaying the first image of Tom and Lisa laughing together at the bar. Gasps ripple through the crowd, and I watch as Sarah's face pales. "What is this?" she asks, her voice shaking, but I can't help the grin spreading across my face. "Just a little evidence of what's been going on behind closed doors," I say, advancing to the next slide, capturing their flirtation and then the damning video of their kiss. "No. Jake, stop this." Sarah screams, her voice filled with desperation as the crowd murmurs in disbelief. Tom tries to intervene, stepping forward. "This is ridiculous. You're just trying to ruin us." "Ruin you?" I laugh, the sound harsh and cold. "You did that all on your own. I'm just giving everyone the chance to see the truth." The tension escalates as the crowd turns their attention to Tom and Sarah, the weight of betrayal heavy in the air. Clara's expression shifts from confusion to understanding, realization dawning in her eyes as she pieces together the puzzle. "Is this true?" she asks, her voice barely above a whisper. "Of course not," Sarah exclaims, but her panic is palpable, and the doubt lingers in the air. "Look at the evidence," I reply, clicking through more images, revealing their lies layer by layer. "You both thought you could play us for fools." As the final slide shows the two of them together, the room erupts into chaos. People start whispering, pointing fingers, and Sarah's world collapses around her. I step back, feeling a twisted sense of satisfaction as I watch the fallout unfold. In the midst of the chaos, Sarah approaches me, her eyes wide with desperation. "Jake, please. I didn't mean for this to happen. We can work things out." "No, Sarah," I say, my voice icy. "You made your choice. You decided to betray me, and now you'll face the consequences." The crowd shifts uneasily as the reality of her actions sinks in. Clara steps forward, anger radiating from her. "How could you do this, Sarah? You had everything. Don't act like you're innocent, Clara. You've been covering for him." Sarah snaps back, her voice rising. "I thought you were my friend." Clara shouts, and the tension between the two women crackles like electricity. As the confrontation escalates, Tom tries to salvage the situation. "This isn't over, Jake. You think you can just destroy our lives like this?" he growls, anger flaring in his eyes. "Oh, I haven't even begun," I reply, my voice low and dangerous. "You'll both regret this day." With that, I turn away, leaving them to face the wreckage of their lives. As I walk out of the gathering, I can hear the whispers following me, the judgment echoing in the air. I feel a sense of liberation, knowing that I've reclaimed my power. Days pass, and the fallout from that night spreads through the neighborhood like wildfire. Sarah and Tom are shunned, their lives upended by the betrayal they thought they could keep hidden. I watch from a distance, a sense of satisfaction washing over me. Finally, I receive a message from Sarah, pleading for another chance, begging for forgiveness. I read it once, twice, and then I delete it without response. There's nothing left between us, just a hollow shell of what once was. The last time I see Sarah, she approaches me at the grocery store, desperation etched across her face. "Jake, can we talk?" I stop and turn to face her, my heart hardened against her pleas. "What is there to talk about? You made your choice. Tears glisten in her eyes as she stares at me, but I feel no sympathy. I know I hurt you, but I can change. No, you can't. This isn't about change, it's about betrayal, I reply, my voice steady. I can't be with someone who would betray me so completely. Her expression shifts from hope to despair as she realizes I'm serious. Please, don't do this. We had something special. What we had is gone, Sarah. You destroyed it. With that, I turn and walk away, leaving her standing alone in the aisle, the reality of her choices crashing down around her. As I exit the store, I feel the weight of the past lifting from my shoulders, replaced by a sense of closure. In the end, I know this isn't just a story of betrayal, it's a story of reclaiming my power and learning that some wounds run too deep to heal. As I walk away, I embrace the future, unburdened by the shadows of the past.